hierarchy changes whatsoever here, so just going to be straight up. I wasn't sure Sentinels electing to pick up this Lotus versus Genji. Were they going to have something up their sleeve? Were they going to be trying to bring out the deadlock here? No.
They're just going to play each other straight through, and I think that is the best way to approach this. Sentinels realized that in that series against FPX, and they're keeping that trend going here, Paper Thin.
It's going to come down to teamwork, and that's what Sentinel showed in their previous match, whereas Genji struggled with that against Heretic. So it has to be confidence right now for Sentinels. You have to find ways to keep those Genji players off balance, to keep them uncomfortable, and to make it hard for Munchkin to make good reads.
My eyes are going to be going to Texture and Lock here, and then Zekin and Saucy seeing that fade raise combination. Who can find value? Who can get the better reads? It could all come down to that.
All right, folks. Well, let's go ahead and dive into map one, shall we? We're going to send it over to your casters, two guys who just love commentating some of the biggest games possible. It's Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, fellas. We're gifted with yet another banger. Our two global winners from 2024 will collide on this stage one more time. The difference today, though, is that one walks away with Death of the Year, the other continues their pursuit of glory.
Yeah, this is an obnoxious game. I can't believe we're here. I mean, we thought that this group would have been completely different. Genji would have made it through, and maybe Heretics would have been in the spot that Genji is in right now. But Sentinels, I mean, they looked great. The recovery, the turnaround that they had compared to the first match they had against Genji. They're going to need to bring that energy against FPX here today on this Lotus. And the last time these two teams clashed on this map, it was a mirror. It was a 13-7 win for Sen. And oh man, this is going to be an unbelievable start.
I mean, this is the tournament that's on everyone's minds at the beginning of the year. This is what players play for. This is what the entire year is about. And for one of these two teams, it ends today. Sentinels on the attacking side of Lotus. You've got Lakia, who's already taken a lot of space towards A. Now taking a step back, but otherwise, Dre, the map very quiet.
Yeah. It's so timid from both sides right now. No one wanting to make an early mistake. Very default play across the board. It's going to be a lurk smoke on C, putting doubt in the minds of Genji. But Munchkin, he's getting ahead of that.
Yeah. Smoke out from Karan as well. The Prowler through, but you're right, Munchkin ahead of the line just a little bit. Getting enough info as to what's really going on. And you see, as we see the map kind of lean back towards A. A couple of members across the middle of the map. Lockie's the first one to fall.
Yeah, he was the solo man there as well. It's all up to Karan here.
With a classic light armor, the wall will conceal This Texture tries to get a little active. Texture was an absolute demon the last two times these teams faced off.
Yeah, he absolutely shut Zekin out of the series. And he just shut down Celsius.
At least out of this round, Meteor with a nade and a flash at his feet will fall at the hands of Zekin as Tense looks to get a little bit more active. Will connect onto Munchkin. Numbers the way of the attack in a massive amount too. And it's not getting any better for the #1 seed from the APAC region. Sentinels win the pistol, and very quickly, the last time they played, they won 1 out of the 4 pistols the entire series. They struggled.
And not only that, but it's Zekin getting a 3K into that round, getting momentum. It's something that he couldn't do the last time around against Genji. And it's something that was able to get them over the hurdle in that grand final in Madrid for Sentinels to take that one home. So this is very important for the side of Sentinels. They need momentum. They're such a momentum-based team.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about it 2 days ago when we watched Sentinels dance with FPX. Zekin, unfortunately, he went -17 in the series against Genji. Those demons are not that far behind him.
Will just be a C hit right off the rip, understanding that they have all gun advantage, all utility advantage, and it's going to be a clear retake from the side of Genji. What can they really do? They only have a couple sheriffs on Meteor and Texture. And we've seen this post plant happen a lot from the side of Sentinels. They'll put this deep alarm bot in water with a molly. It's all to delay. And then they'll cycle smokes on default. This is so hard to break through. Zekin's having such a map already.
Dude, it's the second round, and he's already 1 point away from having his ult online.
And he's hungry. He wants more. Here it is. He gets that ultimate.
I mean, when you have that far of an advantage, you really want to push, and that's exactly what he does. So massive for 2 reasons. You mentioned Sentinels, you mentioned Zekin struggling, and how it's important for him to get back online, get the ball rolling as quickly as possible. And I think he's already doing that, 7-1. But also, the showstopper round 3, huge.
Yeah, and they didn't lose a single rifle in the process. John QT, he was sitting on a sheriff the entire time. Yeah, Zekin falls down there, but he got the showstopper, like you said, and John was able to pick that Spectre up and now upgrade to a Vandal. And on the other side, it's all light armor across the board. If that showstopper even tags somebody, it's going to do mad damage. It'd probably take out a couple players. But I will say, in the last series, we saw Zekin whiff a couple of those ultimates. So
Yeah, think about that bind one that soared right past the autumn, if I'm not mistaken. Seems like a lot of pings on the minimap towards B at the beginning of the round. Gen.G seemingly wise to it. 3/5 of their team is posted up around here for now.
with the mid-rounding, Zelsis, while all that front B pressure was happening, took all of C control. And he's farming up his own little wins right here. Munchkin needs to be careful right here. He gets carried out. Yeah, that showstopper's going to do the damage.
And the thing is here, if you're Sentinels, you don't have to fully commit to this. It seems like they might, though. Tens is already TP'd all the way across. You've got everything back sight, mowing over Gen.G.
An absolute firing squad that Texture just ran into.
I mean, he swings, and it's the most terrifying thing you can imagine.
It was diabolical.
And so now, as the dust settles and as the rest of the round kind of comes to a close, you see Sentinels with a really big advantage here. They're up on numbers. You've got John, who's going to get a little bit closer to having his ult online. Zels is halfway to his. Money's in a really good spot. This is the Sentinels that was missing a couple of days ago. This was the Sentinels that was missing in the opening match of this tournament.
Yeah, missing in stage 2, honestly. Even in the playoff, they barely squeaked in. Zelsis gets the quick trade, securing the round, getting closer to that ultimate. And yeah, Zekin wasn't the one that got that showstopper kill. But Saucy doing his due diligence with that Fade Prowler, sniffing out Munchkin. And yeah, there's not much you can do in a spot like that against a showstopper and a Spectre.
No, I mean, you mentioned it. He needed to be careful. That was just that's a brutal one and done spot.
Yeah, and losing the bonus round, it could feel so bad. Your economy feels like you can never really get it going. That being said, it's going to be light armors again across the board right now, and a showstopper of his own for Texture.
See if he's able to replicate any of that success. Maybe that's the tipping factor here, because you see the buy. It's not great. 2 Stingers and then Sheriffs. For Sentinels, again, a slow start. Pretty metered, pretty tempered, if you will. Just kind of waiting to see if Ginger are going to get active, if they're going to try to take some space and throw something aggressive into the fold. And that's exactly right. You got the Paranoia that's out, and they're going to give up some of the same main space, trade the Paranoia of their own, but manage to get away unscathed.
Yeah, and the big thing here is that all that C control is already gathered. So there's 5 members here, and the rotations can't make it in time. Sentinels are aware of this.
Well, they've got to get delayed. Be kind of careful here, too. There's a brutal crunch. Remember, Texture has his ult. But once again, fully sending out onto C. Saucy will be the first to fall. Munchkin manages to find 2 on the round. There's the ult popped as well. Not connecting onto anything, but Munchkin continues to farm. 3 on the round now. Oh, I thought he had fired it off already. Zelsis falls on it. It's just John left in a 1v4, and they're weak, but not that weak. A thrifty round for Gen.G.
He may have been in the wrong position in the round previously, but this time he took things into his own hands. He gets 4 into the round, 3 with the Stinger, gets the upgrade. That allows Texture to go in with that showstopper and secure the round win. And what a way to stop the bleeding. I mean, winning an eco round, now all of a sudden your economy is going to be back in the game. You're back in the mix of things. Gen.G needed this, and they needed it desperately.
And there was never any doubt that a team like Gen.G would punch back. Right? Yeah. They're not the team to roll over. They're not the team to kind of fall in the face of big moments. So you knew it was going to happen. You knew it was inevitable. The question was when. And it just so happens that the stars align on the 4th round.
And they're also a team that takes a little bit to get going in series, I noticed. Sometimes, they'll go down, I don't know, 4 or 5 rounds, and then they'll bring it all the way back and even secure out the map if that. But if not, they can reverse sweep at any moment.
Sure. Zekin already taking a ton of damage. Just off a spam through the smokes, 21 HP, no armor left to him.
These teams play at such a